Hey, it's Michael Whalen, and this is the Artist Expansion Podcast. This is episode number 7. And today we're going to talk about your audience. So you have no idea who your audience is. And for some of you, those are fighting words because you walk around thinking, I know exactly who my audience is. Okay, who are they? I bet you think your audience is like you. They're not. The most important thing that I can tell you in today's short podcast is that your audience is not you. They don't think like you. They weren't there at the inception of your music. They don't feel like you. They think and feel other things. And this should be something that you should be really excited about because you've got all of these different people who like your music. They're excited about your music. So your audience, let's talk about who your audience is, and we're going to kind of break it up into pieces for you. So first, it's casual listeners, people who really have no idea who you are. They run into a song of yours, a couple of songs, maybe an album, and they like it, and they don't even spend the time to check out who made the music. Second are people who are at a restaurant, and I don't know, they're listening and they like the music and they put up their phone and they Shazam the music and they go, oh, okay, well, that's what the song is. Okay, and they add it to a playlist and they go back to their meal. Shazam data is really important. I've written about it in my blog. I've talked about it at all my music business classes because I've taught at 4 colleges. And since the inception of Shazam, and it's been around longer than you think it has, that data has been so important because that is a listener taking action prompted only by your music, not social media, not a friend, and they're engaged by the music so much so that they're going to hold up their phone, check it out, and then hopefully bring it into their library. Then you've got people who maybe found you on YouTube, maybe they watched a video, maybe they read a review. Remember those? Maybe they heard you on a podcast. Maybe they saw you performing live either online or live, which is great. Those are just listeners. Those aren't even like fans yet. Fans are people who actually register who you are. They might look at your website. They might read about you. They might do some investigation and try to figure out who it is you are. Then superfans are ones who are there no matter what. They love the music, they love the story, they love your narrative, they love your brand, they love the whole thing. Great. Those are very, 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 very few and far between, and we love them, and they're very important to your career. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time successfully, and I really don't know who my audience is, and I barely have an understanding of them in certain places. Okay, so let's talk about this. Who your audience is, but where they are is incredibly important, especially for things like if you want to play live. And for those reasons, you want to start looking at things like the data. Now, I get so much pushback from the artists that I work with and my students and the people that I mentor and the people that I talk to about data. They're like, oh, I'm a musician. I don't want to get into the data. Guys, data is a fact of life. Why you get booked into one club versus another? Data. Why you get a record deal? Data. Why you get a publishing deal? Data. End of story. When I go to publishing meetings, I am not sitting there playing songs for a publisher. I am showing them a spreadsheet of what I made last quarter and the quarter before that and the quarter before that. Data. So you want to have a relationship with your data because what that data is going to tell you is going to surprise you, might even shock you in terms of who your audiences are and what they're going to respond to. Here's just a tiny little story from my life. So I do ambient and new age music. Some of you know that. I've been successful. Some of you know that. I have a lot of fans in Spain. And I know that because I look at my Facebook data, I look at my YouTube data, which is really good. Google Analytics is very good. They give you a lot of stuff. Facebook, not so much. So I have fans in Spain, and I had no idea. Spain has a huge community of people who love New Age music and instrumental music and contemporary instrumental music. So a couple of times a year, I try to do a social media message in Spanish. I have lots of friends who speak Spanish. My son speaks Spanish fluently. So I try to get help in terms of doing messages and trying to do things that will appeal directly to that audience. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's a little thing, but it's the kind of thing where if you can acknowledge the people who listen, who they are, where they're from, the fact that you care at all about whether they are listening or not, that goes so far in terms of having people move from being a casual listener to a listener to a fan to a super fan. Oh, wow, this person's really, they really think about me. They really care about who I am and what I do. So do not assume you know your audience. Ask. If you're playing a show in between songs, hey, where are you guys from? Now, most of the audience might be local, but some of them may not be. And some of them may have driven, dozens, hundreds of miles to come see you. And that should make you really happy. Be sympathetic, be compassionate. I'm telling you, it's going to be a big, big, big help. Thanks so much.